Okay. All good? We already started pumping the axillary nodes when we did the opening, but just to make sure, we're going to bring up, take a broad hand, and do our 4 to 6 circles on the axillary area. Also, my fingers indicate my next step, which is to tap multiple radiating lines, which I just call the starburst, like the little lines coming out of a cartoon sun. So my fingers are going to, if this is my pinky line, I'm tapping along that pinky line towards the axilla. So tap towards, go get more, tap towards, go get more, tap towards until I get to the end of my line. And we've talked about this before, but generally I'm tapping all the way until I hit a major bone is typically where the watershed ends. So in this case, I'm tapping till I get to the clavicle and then sweeping that fluid back. If this was my lines, that was my pinky line. Now I'm going over here to index finger, ring finger. So now what I really do is just my hand changes direction a little bit. Go get some more. I go up until I hit the clavicle. Change directions, tap, 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 tap till I hit the acromion. I'm going to switch hands for body mechanics. I'm tapping now. I was tapped towards the axilla, go get some more, towards the axilla, go get some more, towards the axilla until I hit mid-deltoid. And my last line is going to go all the way to deltoid tuberosity. That's the bony attachment that identifies the watershed border for me. So everything just radiated in towards the axilla, draining in every direction in. On the arm, I'm going to pump it, squeezing the lymph nodes in there. I stand above so that my hand angles inside the arm nicely, and then I just tap towards the armpit, so this direction. Tap in, tap in, tap in, all the way towards the elbow. We're tapping along that nerve blood pathway where the lymph vessels flow, and then sweep it up and in. Along the bicep, I would start now at that medial brachium, tapping towards it, but moving away to the lateral edge between bicep and tricep, sweep back to the front. Move down, and it's like I'm painting the arm in stripes as wide as my fingertips. I find for most people with my finger length, I usually need 3 sections to do the entire bicep area. For tricep, it's the exact same, but now I'm tapping towards the front to push things into the medial arm. Go get some more, tap to the front, go get some more, tap towards the front. Now I'm hitting the deltoid tuberosity back here, so I'm at the watershed border, and I sweep it around to the front. I move down and repeat. Typically for me, it's about 3 lines. For you, it might be more or less to cover the entire tricep area. Sweep it all up into the axilla, pump it out to clean the axillary nodes. At the same time as I was doing that, it's also moving the elbow and activating that node location. Got to open my next watershed border, which is right here along the tendinous. You guys know where the blood vessels are because sometimes that's where people cut themselves and they shouldn't. So we start here at the elbow. We tap towards the elbow. Go get some more. Tap towards the elbow. Go get some more. Tap towards the elbow. Go get some more. Towards the elbow. Opening that entire line. You can single tap like I did up there, or you can support the arm and make sure it's appropriate. You know, like I'm not going to support it up here. But if I can support it in a way that keeps it, away from liability, I can double tap and do both sides at the same time. I notice this side is tapping towards the front, this side's tapping towards the front. I'm still following the proper mechanics. I'm just doubling up and getting twice as much work done. You can see the better that way. Sweep the area, pump it. Sweep the area, pump it. Give it a little wrist pump. On the palm, we have 5 lines that line up with each bone. I just tap towards the wrist, towards the wrist, towards the wrist, sweep back. We stop. We do not go up onto the fingers. This is palm only. Start at the wrist, tap towards the wrist, move away from the wrist. Start at the wrist, tap towards the wrist, move away from the wrist. Start at the wrist, tap towards the wrist, move away from the wrist. then sweep back, sweep back, sweep back. Back of the hand, our goal for the fluid is still the front of the wrist. So I have to start at the front of the wrist, tap towards the front, but I go all the way up the back of the thumb. Sweep down the back of the thumb, around to the front. Towards the front of the wrist, tap to the front, working my way all the way up the back of the finger, sweep all the way down the finger, over down the hand, around to the front. Repeating this through the first, second, and third digit.
You're kind of keeping your fingers together when you do it a little bit.
Which fingers?
So,
When I'm tapping?
yeah.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. And on these, I am using actual fingertips to
Okay.
keep them in a straight line. On the fourth and fifth digit, they go to the lateral edge. Because there is a watershed border that divides our hand, Spock style. So these three digits go to the medial edge here. Well, it's technically lateral. Go to the thumb side. These two digits go to the pinky side. Towards the front, towards the front, towards the front, right up the ring finger. Down around to the finger. And finally, the weird one. Our front of our fingers drain to the tip. So we have to start at the tip of the finger, tap towards the tip of the finger, go get some more, tap towards the tip, go get some more, tap towards the tip, sweep up to the tip. Start at the tip, tap towards the tip, tap towards the tip, sweep back to the tip. Same process applies, you just have to remember that the drain is actually at the tip of the finger, not at the palm. Then, now that I've drained stuff to the tip of the finger, I got to bring it back down the back towards the front of the wrist. And at the end, we always work everything out. A little wrist movement, clear the forearm, little elbow movement, clear the brachium, full arm movement to pump the nodes at the joints. All right.